Hi guys and welcome to my video. My name is Aurélie and I'm a graphic designer and lettering artist from the Gold Coast. As a lettering artist, I use my iPad a lot to draw my lettering and do a lot of client work. So today I have decided to do this video because I am upgrading from the old iPad to the new iPad Pro, which I received in the mail this morning. So there's a couple of reasons why I have decided to finally upgrade to the new iPad. I'm gonna go through those reasons with you guys today to kind of give you an idea of why I'm doing this. That way you can see if this is something you want to do as well, if you've been thinking about it. So the main reason why I am using the iPad obviously is for my business. I'm a lettering artist, like I said, so I need to use the iPad a lot with the Apple Pencil. So the main reason why I wanted to upgrade obviously was for the Apple Pencil, because the way you kind of used to charge it, you had to actually plug it in and then wait. And then there was, first of all, it was a bit dangerous because you could drop it just like I did. But mainly it was quite annoying because while you were charging your Apple Pencil, you couldn't use your iPad and it couldn't charge either. So because I do a lot of client work, sometimes I would draw for like 5 hours straight on the iPad. It would get quite annoying because you can't really like charge both at the same time. So you had to either pick, you either charge your iPad or charge your Apple Pencil, and when you have client work and it's urgent, it is a little bit annoying. So obviously the new iPad Pro has the Apple Pencil that kind of clips on the side, and it always charges when it's next to your iPad, which is so amazing. So it's never gonna run out of battery, hopefully, if my iPad is charged. So the second main reason why I wanted to buy the new iPad Pro was for its size. So I upgraded from a 10.5 inches to a 12.9. So it's literally way bigger. It's nearly double the size, which is so great. And to be honest, they're exactly the same way. All I have to do, I guess, is get a new case that is bigger, which I haven't found yet. The main reason why I wanted to upgrade and get a bigger screen was because I like to kind of draw things on the iPad, and then I like to take a step back and kind of see the artwork from further away. And I thought it's a bit small on this 10 inches iPad, so I decided to go for the bigger screen. Not that this is too small, to be honest, it was quite good, but just for my work, because I use the iPad a fair bit, I thought it would be better to get the bigger screen. The third reason why I wanted to upgrade was also because I'm going to be filming some videos and courses. So in those courses I'll be showing you guys how I do my lettering and showing you all of my tips and tricks and all of my process to draw. So I thought it would be way better to have obviously a bigger screen. So basically the previous one was 500 gigabytes, which was way too much. Like I've only been using like 40 gigabytes within the last 4 years having this iPad. So definitely I didn't need to get 500 gigabytes again. I'm gonna be showing you guys what apps I use as a graphic designer. So I'm gonna be sharing all of my productivity apps and creativity apps, so you guys can have a good idea, and hopefully that will help you kind of decide on what you want to have on yours as well. So let's get started. Alright, so I guess the main thing that has changed from the previous iPad is the home screen button. So there's no more button. You actually have to just tap, and then just like you would do with your iPhone, you just slide and it will recognize your face. So I've got my apps on two different screens. The first screen has all of the inbuilt apps, so everything like camera, photos, notes, has also obviously my Facebook, Skype, podcasts and books that I use most of the time, and then all the remaining apps I've kind of added in this little folder over here. I'm using Dropbox a lot. I store all of my files in it, so I pay for it, and I think it works really well. On the second page, I've got all of my design apps. It's everything that I use for work. So I'm just gonna go through those rather quickly with you guys. So I've got, first of all, Photoshop, Lightroom, and Adobe Fresco. So this is my Adobe things that I use here. I don't use Adobe Fresco, to be honest. I prefer Procreate, but it's just there just in case. I do a little bit of Photoshop over here. Use Lightroom a little bit here. So this is what I use from the Adobe suite on this iPad. Obviously I've got the whole suite on my desktop. So I recently came across this app called VECTORNATOR. It allows you to create vectors on your iPad, and to be honest, it works really well. It's pretty good. It works pretty much exactly the same way as Illustrator, I guess. Then I've got ROUGHANIMATOR, which I do not use that much. I have tried, but I should definitely work on using it a little bit more, but now that we can kind of animate in Procreate, it kind of feels like it's a lot easier to just do everything in there. I use Pinterest a lot for work, for inspiration, to kind of find images that I can then screenshot and draw on top, or find color palettes and things like that, so I like to have it here. And then I have Planoly and Asana. So these two are more for productivity and kind of be organized within your business. I use Planoly a little bit, but to be honest, I just find it a lot easier to just post whatever you want to post on Instagram. But this is really good to kind of like plan your posts for Instagram ahead of time. Then Asana is an app where you can kind of delegate projects to people, or kind of make yourself like a to-do list and kind of break down your project into like smaller projects that you can then tick off and kind of be in control of what you've got to do, which is pretty good. Then I've got iMovie, which I use for video editing, like this video right now, and I think, to be honest, it's probably the easiest one to use for videos if you're not a pro, obviously. It's just super simple and kind of does all it needs to do, really. So at the bottom here on my dock, I have all of my, I guess, most used apps. So Facebook, YouTube, and then Safari, and Spotify, which I use mostly on my desktop, but you never know, when you're away you kind of need music. And then this is the main reason we're here today. It's for Procreate. I use it so much, and it really is working really well, and it does everything you want it to do. And for lettering, it is just amazing. So let's have a look at how I've kind of organized all of my folders here. So I like to kind of keep it rather organized, just so I can kind of find things more easily. So in my gallery here, I've got all of my lettering work, all of my GIFs that I've done, all of my logos that I draw here first before vectorizing it. Here was my 36 days of type challenge. Here I've got some illustrations, which I should do a lot more of. There's only 5 in there. Here I've got some enamel signs. So before I actually paint enamel signs, I actually like to draw it first and kind of play with colors in here. Then I've got a little client project here. Here is all of my chalk lettering toolkit. So when I created the toolkit, I put everything in there. Here's my 3D letters toolkit, which will be available really soon, so stay tuned. And here are all of the original artworks. So I like to kind of do it like that, and I think it works really well for me, so I know exactly what to find. Here's all my lettering work. I don't have that many GIFs. All of my black and white logos. 36 days of type. Some illustrations. Enamel signs. And that is it. So I hope you guys find this maybe helpful. I like to keep it rather simple, and I know exactly what I'm going to use this iPad for, so I think it's a lot better to kind of being organized. And that's it. So don't hesitate to let me know if you have any question regarding this, and if you'd like to know anything else about my iPad. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, anything you want to know regarding my iPad. I'm really loving it, and I do not regret buying it, of course. It was a really good investment, and it will be very beneficial for my business, I'm sure. Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next video, and don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions. See ya!